Okay, so level 1 in objective 4.3 is I can evaluate polynomial functions expressed in function notation at integer values. So what we're looking at here is a couple different things. Up in the gray box, you'll kind of have like some definitions going on. So what we want to do is we want to look at what each of these mean. So we've got f plus g of x. This can be broken down by finding the value of f of x and adding it to g of x. Very similar with the subtraction. If you have f minus g of x, you're going to take the value at f of x and subtract it with the value of g of x. Multiplication and division work the same way. If you have f times g of x, you can take f of x times g of x. And likewise with division. So just know that you're going to do them separately and then do whatever operation it tells you in the beginning. So number 1, it says f of x, g of x, and h of x. Evaluate the following and simplify your answers. So we have f of x is 2x squared plus x. G of x is the square root of negative 8x plus 12. And h of xy is xy squared plus x cubed y. Okay, so first of all, in A, we have g minus f at negative 3. So what we're going to do is I'm going to separate them. And I'm going to say g at negative 3 minus f at negative 3. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take g, and g is that square root function. So I'm going to put in 3 every time I see x. Negative 8 times negative 3 plus 12. So that's g. Now f at 3, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to subtract, but I'm going to remember parentheses around the second one. 2 times negative 3 squared plus negative 3. So again, you're substituting in numbers every time you see an x, okay, in each of the function that you're asking for. So now I'm going to go ahead and simplify. In the first one, I have the square root of negative 8 times negative 3, which is 24, plus 12, minus 2 times 9, plus negative 3, or minus 3. Continuing to simplify, we have the square root of 36, minus 18 minus 3. And now the square root of 36 is 6. Minus 16, oh whoops, not 16, hello, 15, and 6 minus 15 is negative 9. Okay, moving on to letter B, we have h at negative 2, 3, so this means negative 2 is your x value, 3 is your y value. So you're going to substitute in negative 2 for x every time you see it in the h function. So remember, h of x, comes from the very beginning up here, equals xy squared plus x cubed y. So again, you're going to substitute in a negative 2 every time you see an x, and a 3 every time you see a y. And you are going to solve. Okay, so exponents first in this first one. Okay, we're going to get negative 18 minus 24, and this is going to equal negative 42. So h at negative 2, 3 equals negative 42. Okay, last but not least, f times g at 1. So this means that we are going to find f at 1 and multiply it by g at 1. So f at 1, first of all, let's go back and grab that function. 2x squared plus x. So it was 2x squared, and we're going to put a 1 for the x, plus another x, so plus another 1. Okay, in the second one, I'm going to do this in blue. So g at 1, remember the function g was your square root. So you're going to substitute in a 1 where you see an x. And now I'm going to go ahead and simplify these two. So 2 times 1 plus 1. And then we've got negative 8 plus 12. This is 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3 times, oops, I forgot the 1 here. And then we got the square root of 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. And then last but not least, 2 times 3 is 6. So f times g at 1 equals 6.